Ski mountaineering requires more equipment than most other forms of mountaineering. In addition to ski equipment, touring skis, touring bindings, ski crampons, climbing skins, ski poles, ski touring boots, you also need emergency avalanche equipment, namely a shovel, probe, and avalanche transceiver. And additional equipment as desired: avalanche backpack, helmet. And then of course something for orientation, first aid kit, bivy bag, cell phone, headlamp, something to eat and drink. But above all, you also need clothing that is just as appropriate for sweat-inducing ascents as steep, deep snow descents and bad weather such as wind and precipitation. Standard emergency equipment consists of a probe, avalanche transceiver, and shovel. As I said, the avalanche transceiver is a standard piece of equipment. This means it is a common standard of generally accepted behavior. It would be negligent to be out in a group without one. The same goes for a probe and shovel. So all three must always be carried together. When it comes to avalanche transceivers, the state-of-the-art approach is to carry a 3-antenna device with a flagging function that enables you to rapidly find the second and third victims in the event of multiple burials. When it comes to the probe, it is important that it features a good, sturdy, quick assembly system. This means you can rapidly assemble the probe and it is immediately tensioned and doesn't collapse back down. It should be relatively thick and have markings along it that indicate the burial depth. And if it has centimeter markings, it is also perfect for measuring a snow profile. When it comes to the shovel, it is important that the blade is made of metal and therefore robust, that it is sturdy and has a telescopic shaft. This means that you can rapidly extend the shovel shaft so that you can shovel away large volumes of snow as quickly as possible. The perfect blade has sides to it. This means that it provides good support at the sides so the snow doesn't immediately slide off your blade as you're shoveling it away. When choosing a ski touring backpack, the first question is, of course, size. So for single-day tours, 20 to 30 liters is recommended, while multi-day tours or excursions often require 30 to around 40 liters. Of course, it is important that a ski touring backpack is made of robust material that is also well protected against moisture, because you often come into contact with the snow. It must also sit securely when you're skiing, so it needs a good carrying system. Wide hip fins so you can fasten it securely. The perfect backpacks are those without a lid compartment, because everything that shifts around up here when you're skiing irritates you or disturbs your balance. That's why, to allow for easy access, you really always have this sandwich construction, where you can quickly get into your backpack and stow things away. And another very important thing, especially in winter, is that you have a separate compartment for your emergency avalanche equipment, so you can quickly access it in an emergency. Lightweight ski touring backpacks are naturally very popular, but these days it's not a bad idea, even on a ski tour, to have an avalanche airbag backpack, which are very lightweight nowadays, that will ensure that you end up close to the surface in the event of an avalanche burial. One special feature of ski touring backpacks is that they always provide an option for quickly attaching your skis to your backpack so you can keep your hands free throughout sections that require you to carry your skis. In addition to the standard emergency avalanche equipment, we also have individual voluntary emergency equipment. This includes the avalanche airbag, which is intended to prevent complete burial, and a helmet, which should be worn when out in the mountains, especially when free riding, when you're traveling at higher speeds, or if there are unfavorable conditions such as a hard snow surface, rocks, and steeper descents to ski. Finally, we have the advanced emergency equipment, which does not necessarily have to be carried by everyone, but there must be enough of them available in the group, namely first aid kits and bivy bags. The recommendation here is to have at least one bivy bag and one first aid kit for every 3 people. Then we have the cell phone, not only for making an emergency call, but also for navigating using an app and a digital map, so you can see exactly where you are in an emergency. And of course, as a backup, you should always have a map with analog orientation aids, such as a compass and altimeter. And then, just in case things take a bit longer and you're caught off guard by darkness, it's not a bad idea to have a headlamp with you in your backpack. If you source your equipment from a specialist store, you can expect to get good advice and accordingly to get high-quality gear. However, especially when it comes to emergency equipment, it's not enough to just have the gear with you. You also have to know how to use it. Therefore, it is highly recommended that, when you go out, especially in winter, you take part in a course, so you are able to assess the avalanche danger and then act safely and purposefully in an emergency.
sicher zielorientiert handeln zu können.